Hello and welcome to Origin of Concepts. In this episode, we will explore the origin of the concept God and the original interpretation of gods with an S. The word God, tracking back through Proto-Germanic Gouda from the Proto-Indo-European root go, meaning to call or invoke. Hello. This also relates to Sanskrit hutta, which has the dual meaning of invoking and sacrifice. So you give something and deliver something back. And by the way, hutta from the Sanskrit is the basic understanding of the Vedic Indra before he was spoiled by fatal religious interpretations. So the original Indra has been vandalized in the upcoming religions after the Vedic textures. Okay. The term invoke is heavily related to the terms like calling, shouting, speech, spitting, and essentially anything that can be expelled from the mouth. The ancient interpretation of invoke, speech, to talk a modern language, and sacrifice was not literal speaking and offerings. In the earliest metaphysical concepts, the speech and sacrifice was tied to the breath of spirit. Invoke is when something manifests from spirit into the mortal world, creation, so to speak. And sacrifice is when something from the mortal world returns to spirit. So it's the great breath or the breath or speech of God and the breath of life. And it's no surprise that God is just another aspect of the Milky Way center. So let's take a look at the Milky Way. Here we got it. The idea of breathing came from the great mouth formed by the dark shadows outlining the center of the Milky Way. Let me draw it. We follow the outlines so you can see the mouth. This is the inner mouth. And here we got the lips. I'll make like this, just for So here we got the mouth. And the breath itself is the striped shadow emerging from the disc light in the center of the mouth. So here we got the striped shadow. And let me get another color here. And then we got the disc, the spirit inside the mouth. And here you see the mouth like the speaking mouth. So let's get into the juicy stuff. The idea of God with a capital G as the uppermost entity first appeared in the Abrahamic religions. God and God's action in the Bible is 100% based on aspects of the center of the Milky Way. So everything you read in the Bible, you can find in the Milky Way. So his thought and actions. Okay, then let's talk about the word God, because the translations of Greek theos, and Sanskrit devas into gods is a fatal mistake. Basically, the entire translations of ancient Greek, Pali, and Sanskrit into Latin is a disaster for the understanding and definition of valuable ancient texts, like the Vedas, for example, which is the oldest, and also by like the pyramid text and other texts, ancient texts. This disaster has led people to believe the ancient worshipped gods like in the religions, and the literal interpretations have led to religious practices which was never the intention of the ancient texts. Some examples is the entire Buddhism and Hinduism has been corrupted from its original understanding and purpose. And I must also disappoint those practicing breath exercises rooted in religious or semi-religious belief. The breath itself has nothing to do with physical breath exercises. These ideas originated by misinterpretation of the Vedas and developed into religious practices in concepts like Taoism and yoga and you name it, all of them. Because it was not that what was written in the Vedas. Okay, now let's go to some related features here. Let me check it out just for a second. Yeah. For example, the Greek term atmos means breath or breathe. And today we use the word atmosphere, which means a ball of vapor. And this concept originates from the area surrounding the disk in the Milky Way center. Let me show you here, because this is the atmosphere inside the mouth here, and it blowing at you or speaking at you. So it was just an example on how the Milky Way center has developed into our everyday speak. And let me go back here. So, and then we got, or many will think this is exciting because we got the Yod-He, Vah-He, or Yahweh, or Jehovah, which is also the breath. Let me give you an example. In Yahweh, the Yah is the breathing in, and Way is breathing out. So you say Yahweh. And God is in the silence between the breath. So here is God, Way. Spirit in, spirit out, or vice versa. And that's exactly why God's name can be spoken, because it's a breath. So now you know that. And we can move on to the Hindu Atman and Prana, which both is associated with breath, the breathing in and out of the mortal world. And in ancient Egypt, we have the god Atum, who squirts on his own semen. Oh, he squirts his own semen into his mouth, after which he breathes life into Nut and Geb. And this is also based on the Milky Way, of course. And then a simple example from the Abrahamic religions, which is basically the nearest leaf on the tree, so to speak, is the Bible myth where God is speaking to Moses from the mountain, manifesting his word on stone tablets. And we could go on, because if you have seen some of my other videos, this is also the mountain. So now you know where the word God and the concept God origin. It's from the Milky Way center. And if I had to choose a term instead of God, because I don't think God is it's not the right name, then I would prefer the Pythagorean term monad, the one, to define the fundamental unit or source of all existence. But I'm not religious, and basically I just think that the Pythagorean was the best combination of the East and the West and make it understanding to people before the religions destroyed everything, or at least destroyed the fundamental understanding and the definition of words and the text. So, but as usual, it's up to you. You choose what you like to call your God. And by the way, for deeper understanding of the corruption of ancient texts and to obtain the correct definitions, I can recommend my friend in research, Ken Wheeler. His name on YouTube is Theoria Apophasis. And he is one of the most spot-on experts in translating Sanskrit, Pali, and ancient Greek before it was destroyed by Latin. Latin popo. Okay, I'll put a link to his channel down below. So that's it. On the picture right now, you see the speech of God, or the creation from God, or how you want to express it. So, yeah, that's it. That was hard. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. If not, well, speak out now. Okay, see you in the next video, and until then, take care. Bye.